Hi, this is Jem, and you're listening to MVRemix.
www.mvremix.com.
Okay.
Alright, let's see. Now, I read on your site that recently you met Stevie Wonder. Did he live up
I
to your
did.
expectations?
Can you believe it? I'm so greedy, right? I want longer now. It's only for about 2 seconds.
Oh, well.
I just got to shake his hand, basically, on his way to the stage, but it was just the funniest thing. But I'm going to send them my CD now and see what happens.
So how did the meetup, how was it arranged? I mean, were you performing or...?
No, it wasn't. That was the funny thing. I was with the Dave Matthews Band, because I happened to be in LA when they were there. So they were being awarded this big award. I think I should find out what it is. You'd know what it is probably. It was like a really big award for contribution to, I think, black music or maybe black charities or social. I don't know what it was, but it was obviously quite a big thing. But I didn't know when I was going that it was such a big thing because I wasn't, I was just happened to be in LA. So when I was in her dressing room, I suddenly looked around and I heard that B.B. King was there and all these people like Prince. And I was like, oh my God, is Stevie Wonder in this building? If he is, I'm going to freak out. And he was next door. So I just went and hung out for a while thinking I can't knock on the door, that's really cheesy, and he might be getting ready to sing, which he was. And I just ended up having a chat with his manager and he just stopped on his way out.
Nice.
Way to the stage. It was really funny.
So maybe at some point in the future we can expect to hear a Jem Stevie collabo.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. I don't know how long it'll take, but yeah, I'm definitely on their case.
By now, I can expect you've done a lot of interviews now. I'm wondering, is there anything you'd like to say that maybe you haven't asked, but maybe you'd like to express?
I don't think so. I mean, I pretty much get asked. I haven't been, the interviews have been great. Unless there's something you think I haven't talked about. I think I've covered quite a lot, actually. No, I mean, I'm happy with how they've all gone.
Is there any symbolism behind the artwork on the cover?
On the album cover?
Yeah.
Actually, it wasn't too deep. It was kind of like, I didn't really want to be on the cover in terms of like, every sort of female artist, it's very much, hi, this is me. And so we were trying to think that if there was an image that like the Prodigy, that crab, I don't know if you remember that album when they had like Out of the Land, I think it was. And just over time, like Stone Roses, there's been covers which have got a really stark picture. So I thought if we could find something like that, and then we were running out of time, and I gave the designer a load of photos that I had, and some had, me when I was younger, and he really liked that one. And that's really how it came about. But I thought it was interesting because obviously I'm sleeping in it as opposed to being awake. And in terms of the album cover, the album title, I quite like it actually, but it wasn't really that deep. And I was a bit like, oh no, I shouldn't put another kid on the cover of my thing because of the EP. Thought people might think I was being weird, but no, it is me, and it's down the caravan in Wales where I grew up. So,
would you or have you created any tracks in Welsh?
In Welsh?
Yeah.
No, I can't speak Welsh, but I was going to sample a Welsh choir once.
Oh, okay.
I've got like this really dodgy record from a jumble sale of some Welsh choral singers, and I do actually sample them, but I haven't finished the track.
Yeah, one of my best friends was from Wales, and just some of the names I could not get my mouth around.
No, nor can I. I mean, I can pretty much say good morning, good night, but unfortunately that's the extent of Welshness.
Now, you've written stuff for Madonna. Do you write all your own material?
Yeah.
How important do you believe it is for you to do that?
I don't think it's so much the importance, it's just what I do, you know what I mean? And I'm quite, I don't know if stubborn is the right word to explain this, but it would have to be a really good song for me to sing someone else's. Like, I definitely cover people, but in terms of if I can't imagine me ever singing someone else's song on my album, but never say never, If Stevie Wonder wrote a great song, or, but I think I tell you why it's actually, it is important purely because the lyrics come from me, you know what I mean? So therefore it's something that I care about or I thought about, and it comes from my heart, so therefore it's nice to sing. I think if I wasn't, I don't know why I'd actually want to sing it, you know, because I wouldn't necessarily have a connection with it.
So with that, how is your creativity inspired? I mean, you said that it comes from within, it comes from your heart. But what actually inspires you to take it from that and put it into a song?
Well, basically, I think it either comes from just an emotion, like, you know, sitting on the tube or whatever and just feeling, I don't know, really happy or a bit gutted or whatever, and then, you know, that could turn something into a song if I've had a melody knocking around, or if I hadn't got a melody, I might come up with a melody when I'm feeling a certain emotion. But generally, I suppose, I just kind of observe what's going on, or like if I'm experiencing anything, I just chuck it in a song, you know. So my songs, a lot of them are sort of, what would you say? Oh, God, so frazzled because the tube just broke down and all the way home. What's the word? Well, anyway, let's not go into that. Maybe rubbish. I think mainly things I observe either from direct experience or from my friends and people around me, you know, who maybe are going through stuff. I'll just chuck it in a song, you know. So.
You still spin?
I do, but it's awful. I finally got my own decks, and I haven't even been on them more than twice. And a really good friend of mine who's living downstairs, he's lending me some of his special hardcore, which I made him get from his garage the other day. And he brought them up at like 3 a.m, and all I wanted to do was just stay up all night playing them, because, you know, when I actually get in there, you know, where I've got my decks, I would love to, but no, I haven't. I'm trying to think the last time I DJ'd out. Actually, the last time I DJ'd was this bit of a kind of poncy party. It was like this film director in London, and he plays loads of wicked banger actually himself, and he had Talvin Singh playing, and I played after. It was a good laugh actually. But you know, I'm looking forward to having them just in my flat when I move out Saturday, just so I can just play and. You know, I definitely want to get some gigs, but it's obviously not the priority. It's just something I really enjoy.
When the day comes that you're on stage receiving an award and you have to kiss another beautiful female singer, who would you like to be kissing? It can't be Britney or Madonna.
You know, I wouldn't want to kiss either of them. Who would I want? No, I'm not attracted to women at all. I'd want to snog a guy, obviously.
That's perfectly fine.
Is that allowed?
That's allowable.
But I can't say who. I'm sure by then there would be some other suitors. No, I'm sure there's some male singers in the industry who are a bit tasty, but no, definitely not women.
All right.
If that's okay. Not that I have an aversion, I just wouldn't want to.
Why do you do what you do? Why do you make music?
I think just because I can. I don't think I was ever meant to have a proper job, you know. I did actually have one. I went to a law firm for 2 days. That didn't last long. Then I worked in a skateboard shop for 6 days. And obviously I did eventually end up running a record label, and that was probably just because I didn't have to be in until 10 o'clock, you know. But so I do this. I've always wanted to do it. I do it. I just absolutely love it. I mean, I get really high off it, you know what I mean? I just, it makes me so happy. And so I suppose I can only just say it's just, you know, if there is some kind of gift there, then that's just something I seem to be able to do, so I'm happy doing it.
When you started working at the label, was it your goal to actually start making music and you were going the long way around it, or the more educated way around it? Or was it something which happened whereby you wanted to make music, but you thought you just worked at the label and then things just kind of worked out?
Yeah, it was kind of a combination, I suppose. But definitely the last one, it's really weird. I always knew I'd be a singer, always, from when I was about 12. I remember thinking, oh yeah, I'll do that one day. But it's been very casual, like, yeah, I'm sure I'll do that one day. But it was, I rely heavily on my instincts, and I knew I'd do it, but then I kind of put it to the back of my mind. And after my degree, I just worked in music. It was just what happened. I don't know. I can't really explain. But then when I eventually ended up going to label, like all these jobs led from the festival one to the DJ agent to the label, you know, they were all in Brighton. It was, you know, in the back of my head, I was still writing into my dictaphone, and I was knowing at some point I'd go and try and get into a studio, you know, and it just was very gradual. So it wasn't that I was trying to do behind the scenes so that I'd have more knowledge. It was probably more that I knew the time wasn't right to go and be a singer, and I don't know why that is, but I just knew it wasn't. You know what I mean? And so one day, you know, I started getting a bit itchy feet in the second year of the label, and I knew the time was coming, and then eventually I just went, that's it, I'm going to go and do it now. And I knew it was right, whereas before, I think I just didn't feel that, I don't know, I mean, it's not an easy thing to obviously be working in a full-time job and then just stop, just in terms of supporting yourself, you know. So it just got to the point where it was kind of stupid because I still didn't have anything to support myself. Ended up on a government scheme, which is quite funny. But yeah, I don't know. There wasn't any plan other than perhaps the greater plan. You know what I mean? In terms of destiny or whatever. I was just doing my thing until I felt the day was right, and then that day came, and I did it.
Now, I read in one of your other interviews that Riz is someone who likes to work with.
Oh my God! Check this out. I rang his manager. I got his mobile number, and I rang him on Friday.
Oh yeah.
And so I just sent him the album, and hopefully he will have got it this weekend.
Nice.
Yeah, so he said he's working in LA, and I'm keeping my fingers crossed.
That'd be perfect.
I know!
I remember, because he was a big influence of mine, and one time I was meant to interview him. So he calls my place up, and I'm on the phone, and I don't have a call waiting. He left me 2 voicemail messages.
No way! Did you keep them?
Yeah, I kept the messages, but I could never get back to him.
Oh no! So you need me to give him an apology?
Yeah, I think so.
I was hoping then you weren't going to tell me you interviewed him and he's totally mad.
No, I never spoke with him, but he left a couple voicemail messages. So.
Did he say he was going to come around and kill you for not answering the phone?
He implied it, but he didn't say it distinctly.
That's really funny. Well, I'm glad he doesn't know where you live. So
yeah, let's get back to this. You're labelled as trip hop and electronic pop. Do you feel it suits your material, or would you prefer you weren't categorized?
Wait, then my label?
Labelled.
You mean ATO?
Well, when I check out your music, people say it's trip hop. They say it's electronic pop.
Oh yeah, no, sorry. But did you say my label or my music?
Your music.
Oh right, okay, I was getting confused. Do I think? Oh, what did I think that was correct or?
Yeah.
No, I don't like to be boxed, but that's kind of hardly boxing it, I suppose, if you name 4 different genres.
Yeah.
So that's kind of fine. I was a bit kind of concerned to see that in Virgin they've got me in brackets rock, which I certainly don't think I am. So I'm hoping someone will change that. I just, to be honest, whatever people think. I must say that I've been very happy with what most of the journalists have written about my music, because when I'm asked to describe it, I can't describe it anyway. So, whatever people think is fine.
What's on the agenda for you for tomorrow for the release of the album?
This is awful. I've got to pack. Oh, this is really annoying. I've got to pack all my stuff. I was supposed to have a week to do it, and I've now got 2 days. So my studio it does look like a bomb pit. It's like my records are everywhere, and I still can't decide whether to ship them all over or what to do with them. But, so basically I've got to work and do that all day, and I've actually got to sing some vocals on a new track that I wrote. And then I go to dinner, and I have fun. So, once all the days out the way, I'm going to have dinner and have fun and celebrate. I mean, it's obviously really exciting, isn't it?
Can you predict your next year?
Can I predict next year?
Yeah.
My God, I can't, because I might not even be here. You just don't know, do you? Like what? I'd like to think that I get to tour and it all goes really well and it's really good fun, and I'd like to predict that I'm still here, I hope. But no, I mean, you can't know what the hell's going to happen next. That's what I was saying about the Stevie Wonder. Do you know what I mean? If someone had told me last week or 2 weeks ago that I was going to meet him, I would have just said, no way, I find that quite exciting. But next year, well, to be honest, that's what's really just freaking me out at the moment. I just kind of want everything to happen now so I don't have to wonder about it.
Do you have any last words you'd like to put prospective fans or potential fans are going to be reading this?
Last words. So, like famous last words. It's going to be a cheesy one, but no, I just want to really thank everyone, for anyone who buys it or even listens to it, and I hope they really enjoy it,